So, I got sick.
Made a mistake.
Yeah, my birthday just passed, and now I'm the big 25. And I spent my entire birthday week sick in bed from the fucking flu. Let me tell you, when I was at work the day before my birthday, I could feel the scratchy throat, and I was just hoping it was like acid reflux or something, even though I don't have that shit. And the next day, I was in massive agony. Isn't life wonderful? Of course, I'm feeling way better now, but it tossed an entire wrench into my plans. I was going to work on my Spider-Man 2 video. I don't know if that's out by the time I make this one. Well, so let me stop wasting your time and get into the actual review.
Damn, nigga!
So, get this. It's 2008, the aftermath of Spider-Man 3, and despite the critical reception, the fourth movie was still in development. And a lot of people were excited to see what the movie had in store for us. But, as all movies do, there were a few delays. As a matter of fact, here's Tobey himself talking about his excitement for working on Spider-Man 4.
Spider-Man, I love that people are having a collective escapist experience in mass. You know, that's fun. It's fun to be a part of that joy for people.
Just doing the two pictures in between prepare you to jump back into the giant machinery of doing a fourth movie?
Yeah, it's great. And
to change your perspective, is it different going in, or?
Well, it's always different. I mean,
I guess so.
you know, each movie's different. We evolve as people.
Right.
All of that. At the same time, there are certain dynamics and relationships that have continuity. You know, Sam and myself, Sam Raimi, the director, and we have a certain banter or dynamic that's fun and funny, and I love collaborating with him. So there's some familiarity that I really love, and also I like the new. And okay, how do we press this? How do we make it more exciting, more fun? How do we evolve the character and make it a rich story? And how do I make it interesting for myself to go do something else? You know, so yeah, I appreciate that too. I have fun with those movies. I really do, you know.
The movie was projected by Sony to release on May 6, 2011. And it did! It came out to critical acclaim, it spawned 2 more sequels, and before the final movie setting up Peter Parker's firstborn daughter, Mayday Parker, played by Sadie Sink, to star in her own Spider-Girl trilogy based on the comics. Whoops, hang on a second, I'm getting a call. Yes, sweetie?
Hey, Arachnid. I just wanted to let you know that that didn't happen in this universe.
What?
It didn't happen at all. You told me to look up the Spider-Man 4th movie, and it turns out it got canceled, remember? Baby.
My bad, that happened in an entirely different universe. In this one, we got the bad ending. Spider-Man 4 was sadly cancelled in 2010 because of too many rewrites. Raimi had a vision, but Sony kept trying to meddle in that vision, and they couldn't agree on what they could do for the 4th installment. So, it got cancelled, and they decided to just reboot the whole movie franchise, with Mark Webb as their lead producer. And in 2012, we got The Amazing Spider-Man. And if you watch this channel, you know exactly how I feel about this movie.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Of course, I'm just exaggerating. The movie isn't that bad, Spider-Man fans, don't come at me. Though, I did enjoy the mobile game far more. Yeah, I know. I enjoyed the shitty $6 cash grab of a mobile game more than the movie it's fucking based on. Eat my ass. And they're probably wondering, what about the merchandise of the movies? And obviously, this movie did get that in spades. Though, since Toy Biz was basically gone at this point, the quality of products were worse.
It's the biggest piece.
They were getting back into the swing of things, like Marvel Legends, with their movie lines, and of course, it was the birthplace of... I'm gonna try not to tweak out this time, don't worry. But there were also overseas figures by Figma, and the very first 1/12 scale figure from Medicon's brand new Mafex line, 001, The Amazing Spider-Man. This figure is the most sought after Spider-Man figure I've ever seen. Do you wanna know why I say that? Jesus fucking Christ. Listen, I get he's not in circulation anymore, but fuck off, man. That's the price of a high-end gaming PC. Needless to say, I want me and Rogel to afford that apartment this year, not in 10 more. So, TT? Yes, the madmen actually did it. They somehow got their hands on the Medicom Mafex and decided to do their own re-release of this old-ass figure that Mafex refuses to touch. And now,
Broke nigga alert. Broke nigga alert. Broke nigga alert.
are you tired? No, I'm legit asking, are you literally tired? Have you had a problem where you're just trying to game with your buddies, but you just end up nodding off? Have trouble focusing where you're trying to lock in for that oh so sweet steady time? Are you struggling to perform like you usually do on the field? Is coffee not doing it for you? Those energy drinks just not cutting it for you? You tired of suffering a caffeine crash once that godforsaken, gross-ass monster wears off? Well, let me introduce you to today's sponsor, W Energy. W Energy is a clean, jitter-free energy drink designed for gamers, athletes, and anyone who needs a boost without the crash. For those of you who don't know, I suffer from sleep apnea. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a sleep disorder caused by repeated pauses in breathing during sleep. These pauses, called apneas, can last for several seconds to minutes. For those of you who don't understand a word of what I just said, I basically stop breathing when I sleep. So thanks to these abnormalities in my breathing while I'm trying to rest, you wouldn't be wrong to assume I don't really get much sleep at night. And even with the help of a CPAP machine, from time to time I do kind of need a bit of a pick-me-up to make sure I don't fall asleep at important times, like if I'm trying to pay attention during my college classes. I've been through nearly every energy drink known to man. Monsters taste like ash and make my heart beat irregularly. Not to mention, when I crash hard. That's actually how I lost a previous job. Rockstars also don't do it for me because I basically need 2 of them to get the full effect. And not only is that really dangerous because those things have a shit ton of caffeine in them, again, I also have to worry about caffeine crashes. Not to mention, it's been labeled as #1 on the worst energy drinks list. It's honestly a miracle I haven't had a heart attack at this point. Unlike those train wrecks loaded with sugar and artificial additives, W uses natural ingredients, essential vitamins, and a nootropic blend to enhance focus, reaction time, and endurance. With 0 sugar, no artificial colors, and a great taste, it delivers smooth, long-lasting energy without all the jitters or crashes. I just recently gave their starter pack sampler a try, and holy crap, all the flavors they gave were not only really good, I actually stayed awake reliably with no negative side effects, unlike the other more mainstream competition. I know what my favorite flavor is? It's Dub Sludge. Don't look at me like that. I love green apple. I've definitely seen a difference from day-to-day life once I introduced W into it. Like, now I can actually focus when I'm writing a video script instead of just getting distracted every 20 seconds because my ADD kicks into maximum overdrive, and I can game for longer periods of time without passing out at my desk. So, what are you waiting for? Get yourself some W Energy today. If you use my referral link and use my coupon code FRIENDLYIN, you get a 10% discount on your order, and you also get to kick back a little something to help support the channel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to take a swig of my W before I get back to today's What the Where's my drink? Roll cow, when I get my hands on you!
Here's a healthy breakfast option. You should talk to your mom.
I'm extremely late on this review.
I made another mistake.
You see, I missed out on pre-ordering this figure, and then when I did get around to ordering this figure, the shipment got canceled. So I refunded it, waited, and actually got another shot at buying it at a cheaper price. And it shipped immediately upon me buying it, and now that it's finally in my grasp, I won't even bother wasting your time talking about the fact that I actually do like the box, and I will get right into the actual figure.
What are you? You a cop? Really? You seriously think I'm a cop?
Painting and sculpting on this figure is pretty good. Ha! You thought I was gonna say amazing, weren't you? Don't worry, I'm not there yet. A lot of these details are painted perfectly, all the way down to the web shooters, which actually is really cool. They also got his lean and lanky build down perfectly. Andrew Spider-Man was way more skinny and lanky, and this suit shows that perfectly with all the chopped up parts and how the cobwebs on the red parts are a fucking disaster. The spider logos are amazingly painted on, and they even kept the added detail on his sneakers, which I'm 90% sure are cleats because of these sole details alone. His mask looks really good with
Horrible yellow eyes.
and it actually has the 2-layer thing going on, because if you look closely, the eyes are actually translucent. Arguably, the colors CT went with for this figure look way better than the original colors with the matte finish as opposed to the murky glossy finish of the original. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before on the channel, but out of all the cinematic Spider-Man suits, the first TASM movie is amongst my least favorite.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
He looks extremely unfriendly and he looks like a fucking basketball. You're probably wondering if I dislike the suit so much, Why do I have this figure? Well, if you remember, I did talk about this in my TASM Mobile review. Is it just me, or does the suit look infinitely better in every other media except the one it first debuted in? It just feels so weird. The movie licensed games have a better version of the suit. Modders of other Spider-Man games have made a better version of the suit. Spider-Man PS4 has a better version of this suit. Hell, even cosplayers have a better version of this suit. If you haven't watched the full review, I'll link it down below. But yeah, this figure has a case of the suit looking way better in a different medium than the actual film it showed up in. I don't know why that is, but I also feel like looking at this figure kind of looks like I just got the mobile game model in my hand. So I guess I'll dub this figure the TASM Mobile action figure. Man, I really feel like playing that game right about now. Handling this figure also feels really solid. Nothing loose, nothing too tight, he can move around very well, and from what I can actually tell, he's got some updates that fixes some of the issues his official counterpart has. For example, his childbearing hips. He's a lot more proportionally sound in that area. However, he is an older figure, so his articulation is a little outdated. But before we get into his articulation, let's get into his...
Is that a real knife? Yes, it's a real knife.
My weakness, it's small knives.
Just let me go.
Anything but knives!
Oh, it's so simple.
He comes with a decent amount of accessories, as all third-party Spidey figures should. He's got fists, relaxed hands, wall-crawling hands, web-holding hands, and of course, the whipping hand. Sadly, he doesn't come with the magnetic accessories current Spider-Man Mafex figures get, but since this is faithful to the very first Mafex figure, before they started adding those magnetic accessories, I can forgive that. Same goes for him not coming with an Andrew Garfield head. He also comes with 2 whipping webs and 1 web where he can hold in his hand for web swinging poses. And to accommodate those poses, he actually comes with his own flight stand. Very nice of CT to include that, but you wouldn't be able to do that if he didn't have good... His head can move up and down. Neck is also a separate piece, so it adds to the posability and can also move side to side. 360 rotation, arm can move out, bicep swivel here, double bend at the elbow. You can actually swivel below and above the elbow if you want to get web shooting poses done right. I don't know if they meant to do that, and I don't know if it's present in the original, but thank Christ, my OCD won't kill me. Up and down at the wrist, and if you turn the hand, it can move side to side. Wrist swivel, diaphragm joint, and the waist swivel make for an amazing articulation at the torso. That crunch, though, is not as deep as I'd like it to be. Drop down hips will allow for a wide range of motion in the hips, double bend at the knee, ankle swivel, up and down, toe bend, and an ankle pivot. Posability on this guy is actually really good. While yes, isn't as posable as the new modern Mafex and SH Figuarts offerings can pull off, it can still pull off some really dynamic movie accurate poses. So surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly, there's nothing on the figure that I needed to fix. CT Toys' quality control has gotten so much better since they first started. The joints are appropriately tight, nothing's loose, and nothing feels like it's gonna snap apart in my hand. It's amazing. Okay, I'll leave.
This could have got a lot worse. Now hold still.
Now, here is the deciding factor for most people. CT Toys is well known for the fact that since they're a KO company, their figures tend to run on the smaller side. I've made peace with such qualms, but it seems like the big consistency is that this figure corrects a problem people had with the original figure being too big. He stands a little over 5.5 inches, almost to 6 inches actually. Here he is next to Marvel Legends Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, SH Figuarts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Toy Biz Doc Ock, Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man, fellow CT Toys figures Across the Spider-Verse 2099, CT 185 with the 90s style head by Fall Rule Store, a fellow KO figure Max Reveltech Black Panther. We are Venom. Me and my girlfriend, and if you're wondering why she has a Judy Hopps head, it's because I lost the original head. Since my girlfriend has admitted to me that she's a furry, it's a win-win for me. And finally, the SH Figuarts Spider-Man No Way Home Amazing Spider-Man.
Son.
Who are you? Spider-Man.
This is about to be a first on this channel, but this figure is a 10 out of 10. Yes, you heard that correctly. A bootleg figure got a fucking 10 out of 10 out of me. And it's a figure of a suit that I don't even like that much. CT Toys does it yet again, knocking it out of the park with a figure of a suit that I would usually lambast. I actually love this iteration of the suit. And if you're wondering where I got my copy, I got mine from the... Wait a minute. I'm not Jobby, and I'm not sponsored by any toy companies. I got my figure off AliExpress. Hey. CT Toys. If you're watching this video, my email is open. I don't mind being your guinea pig. I honestly don't mind. Like, you send some figures my way for me to review. I actually do love you guys. This is a really shameless plug to ask to be sponsored. Oh, man. It's kind of crazy how they started off doing SH Figure Arts figures, but now they're moving away from SH. They're kind of moving away from SH Figure Arts, and they're starting to do Mafex figures. And arguably, I'd say their Mafex figures are better than their SH Figure Arts figures. Well, maybe that's just me. But hey, since I'm talking about Mafex, I swear to God, if Mafex Toby gets delayed one more fucking time, I'm going to have the worst crash out we have ever seen in the history of this channel. Alright, let me tell you something. I think this is like some really sick fucking joke. No sooner than I record that fucking joke for my video, tell me why I get a notification on Instagram telling me that the Mafex Toby is going to be shipping. Now, I did order two, one from Hobby Link Japan and one from Hobby Genki. I paid for the Hobby Genki one. I'm still waiting to pay for the Hobby Link Japan one. That one ships out tomorrow, and I'm actually really excited to get it. I've been seeing some people already complain about the figure, but of course, I'm gonna wait until I get it in hand. Yes, I will be reviewing it. It might actually be the next review after this one, because I don't really have any other plans for other videos except for my April Fool's one. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!